What's up, YouTube? It's Shotgun Shogun, and this is Should You Pull. Of course, you have already seen Mortelix. You saw my video yesterday about Dragon Daddy coming. Well, unfortunately, fortunately, he's not limited, but he is hype as hell. We're gonna watch the video right now and talk about him, so get ready. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit because it's probably super loud. Voice is amazing already.
You can call me Mort. I will show you grace.
So not only does he get naked, but he turns into a whole ass dragon. Now, I would like to point out that yesterday, hold up, we're gonna go back here just a hair. I called that he was going to be I called that he was going to be Earth, and everybody is like, no, he's going to be ice. No, he's going to be fire. No, he's going to be a water ranger. He is an Earth Knight, as a matter of fact, and I'm actually really hype about that because, well, we don't have another Earth Knight dragon, let alone a Dragon Daddy. So as you can see, he's got two. He's got an S1. He's got an S3. Passive S2. So we're going to take a look at here his things. Hero introduction. He's the son of Uberius, so you know how strong Uberius' tooth is, right? This is his kid. Lots of story, but that's not what you're here for. Also, take a look at this dude. This dude probably like chain smokes cigarettes in bars and slays it. This guy gets so many ladies with this voice. I mean, listen to that. That guy could read me a phone book in Korean. I would have no clue what he's saying, but easy. Anyways, let's look at his stats. So, okay, he is an Earth Knight. Critical hit chance, self imprint. Attack, regular imprint. 957 attack. He does come with 27% critical hit chance in his kit, in his awakenings, right? 109 speed, which is actually really kind of fast for a knight, right? Pretty speedy boy. And you would be thinking, but hold on. Critical hit chance with critical hit chance awakenings, what? He's going to be another DPS knight for the most part, but it's really interesting what else he has in his kits. Obviously, I know because I've already watched the video this morning on the live stream, which you would have watched alongside of me if you would have been over here on twitch.tv/TheRealShotgunShogun at 4:30 in the morning Eastern. But regardless, let's talk about his skills. Bruiser Knight, loving it. Relatively high attack among knights, ally attack, but chances are if you're pulling for imprints, you might want to go with critical hit chance because overall it is a little bit better. Okay, so we're going to take a look at his S3. This is where he just turns into a dragon. He gets butt naked, turns into a dragon. That should be good enough for you in general. 5-turn cooldown, 4 turns after you level this up, but he descends and attacks all enemies, inflicting injuries. Now, this is going to be really strong because, well, 15% of the target's HP every time that this skill is used. So you don't have to put injury set on him because he already has it, which is pretty solid, especially if you're going against like any team that is going to be going for more than a couple of turns, right? Pair him with Captain Rickerus, and then it'll cool this down just real quick. You're gonna just be able to dumpster on this. Absolutely love it. But damage dealt in amount recovered increases proportional to the caster's max health. This means he's gonna be HP scaling, meaning crit chance and HP and speed. You can pretty much ignore attack depending on what his modifiers are, right? So he also becomes enraged, increases attack, increases speed by 10%, which can't be dispelled. Soul burn for 10, which increases damage. This is really really amazing, actually. So but it all, like, so it recovers health, deals damage, gives him rage, inflicts injuries. How much stuff. They were like, hey, at the board meeting, they're like, hey, how many things can we just fit into this S3? And they're like, all of it. Nobody wants to farm injury set, so just give him injuries, like a better injury set. Just slap it in there. Hey, how about we make him enraged too? Fantastic. He's a big ass dragon. He's probably Superman. So this is going to be pretty solid. I am interested to see what the damage is on this, because, well, you can't take anything from the videos right when they throw stuff down, because you don't know overall like how much damage it does. But let's take a look at the damage just real quick here. We're gonna pause it when the damage happens. Okay, so I mean, that did, because you've got Arius overspill probably here. You don't know what his overall damage is, but this is a pretty tanky team. 5279 on the FCC, obviously our extra Arius damage, right? So I mean, in general, I don't think that this is going to be your, oh my god. It is also with attack buff, but if he's HP scaling, attack buff really doesn't matter too much. There's probably an Arius adamant on the shield, so and he only has 15k HP, so yeah, you can't take these numbers for anything, because somebody's gonna take and go to the internet and be like, huh, this guy only did like 3200 damage on an A Tywin. Garbage, literal trash. This is the worst unit that they have ever released in the game ever. Everything is doo-doo. This unit is doo-doo. You're doo-doo if you roll this unit. Yeah, but if you take a look, boom, injury here. So if you're going up against this team, that's 15% just off the top, right? You know, so Ruel is in bad shape right now. So okay, this is, yeah, that's his S3, and it looks fucking cool as shit, dude. Okay, so this is gonna be his S1. His S1 is actually pretty crazy, dude. Pierces the enemy with a 40% chance to decrease defense for 2 turns. This is going to be 50% when you skill this up. If you're enraged for those 2 turns after you do your dragon thing, which will have a 50% uptime because, well, it's 4-turn cooldown, it ignores effect resist. Yeah, that's right. Just no 15%. It also deals damage increase proportional to the caster's max health. So that's pretty big. So after you get your 50% check, there's no 15%, no resists on this. And that's for 2 turns. That's real strong. Although, I mean, that didn't do much damage there, right? I mean, but again, we don't know what he's got, right? So again, the modifiers will probably come out and he's going to be like, bro, this is Garbo. Okay, this is huge right here. Absolute dignity. Immune to stun and sleep. If the caster inflicts a critical hit when using a basic attack, has a 30% up to, what, for math, 40% chance to activate Sacred Blessing. This can activate once every 2 turns. This is going to increase critical hit resistance of all allies for 1 turn and increase the speed of the caster for 2 turns, meaning he's just going to zoom when he's doing this. So you are going to want to have him on 100% critical hit chance, which is going to be easy with his awakenings, with his self imprint. So you're going to be zooming and cycling, and I think that's really what his job is. Plus increased critical hit resistance. Now the downside is if they've got a Landy on the other side, he puts up a lot of buffs. He puts up a lot of buffs. Now here's the thing. So when you saw him go into that Ruel, right, it didn't do a whole lot of damage, but Ruel also had a shield. Just on this S1 here, you see that he does 2450 on an FCC, which usually pretty chunky, right? Just on his S1 with 15k HP. We don't know what kind of other gear they have on him. I'm sure he's not optimized, so definitely going to be interesting here. So yeah, I like his artifact. This increases your critical hit chance by 15%. That already is pretty big worth, right? But when you have this maxed out, this has an 100% chance to increase your critical hit damage for 2 turns, meaning that you get that extra 50% critical hit damage. Honestly, I can see this being pretty solid for some certain nights, right? I think that it's going to be rough because this is going to be one of those artifacts that you kind of have to have it maxed out, right? Because if it's not 100%, it's meh. Now, I've seen some people people have mentioned Falconeer Quarry earlier. You mentioned Falconeer Quarry in the chat just now. I don't know that this would be better than, say, Justice for All or Elbrus Ritual Sword for a Falconeer Quarry, right? I don't know necessarily that this is going to be the best on him either over, like, let's say an Elbrus, so that you get those S1s into the chance for the S2. Not only that, but the defense break, right? So I think that this one's going to be kind of interesting, but I do believe that this one's going to be one of those ones that you need to have plus 30 to really make it worthwhile. Otherwise, you're just going to not have critical hit damage. So I think that this one it's good in that if you need somebody with critical hit chance and you have somebody that can proc the non-attack skills and you want to build them with extra damage, this is going to be good. I think it might be good on things in the future as well, but yeah, we'll see how this one plays out, right? But I think overall, so looking at the way that his stat lines are and the way that he's used in the video, this dude is going to be very good. I don't think he's going to be disgustingly busted. He's not OP. He's also not limited, like I mentioned earlier, but I think he's going to be very strong. Lilius is, or not Lilius, but Landy is going to be an absolute must ban if they pull him against him, because, well, lots and lots of buffs, right? So that's going to be kind of rough, but I do really like his kit. I think that it's very strong. Elber's counter will probably be very good, but at the same time you also want him to go fast so that you can have that uptime on his rage, right? And so it'll be interesting to see what his modifiers are. Obviously, we are going to be doing a damage by the numbers as soon as those modifiers come out, so always make sure that you stick around for those. But my first initial impression is that he is going to be very strong. Not only that, but we have a very limited amount of Earth Knights, right? You've got Green Armin, you've got Charles, you got our Green Armin and Charles, you got Falconeer Quarry. That's about it, I think, unless I forget somebody else. I'm sure I am, but anyways, no, this is going to be very interesting here, and I think that he is a solid pull. So yeah, no, definitely really looking forward to him. And like I said, he turns into a whole ass dragon on his S3. That alone is definitely worth. So I think that he's going to be very interesting. Obviously, I will be pulling for him and we will be checking him out. But anyways, YouTube, that's my initial impression. As you could tell, I didn't yawn once through this video, which absolutely means that I am very, very hype, because obviously if I wasn't, I would be yawning, right? So anyways, YouTube, as always, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, stick around for more, and check out the damage by the numbers video tomorrow, or it might be up already if you're watching this later than Wednesday morning when I did this. But I appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take it easy, homies. Peace.
I see you.